Good morning. It is mid-April here in the Sacramento Valley, and we just had a really good day of rain, and I wanted to take a quick look at how things have changed in just the last couple of weeks. We have so much happening with the rose about ready to bloom, the climbing rose, and the poppies are starting to come out more and more. Got a Shasta daisy here. The bearded iris, tons of flowers, foxglove and the pincushion flower. Things are just starting to show up and look beautiful right now. Skyrocket juniper here, a box leaf euonymus there. And right here I have a sea lavender that I planted a few weeks ago. And right behind that, I have a rock rose Mickey with the sweetest little white blooms in the summer. The dwarf lavender is not looking that great across the board. I'm pretty sure that I'm going to have to either replace it or move several of these in the next year, because I don't think they're just going to do as well here anymore given the amount of shade we get from the Chinese pistache that has just started to leaf out. The flower box is looking really nice. I only had a couple of my flowering sweet peas come up, so I might have to try transplanting some purchased at the garden center. The pansies are looking particularly pretty right now with their sweet little faces, purple and yellow. The bacopa I transplanted, I'm not seeing a ton of new growth on it, so I'm not sure if I need to replace those. I don't think they took the transplant very well. The transplanted Gara is doing a little better, but it isn't looking very good either. Overall, I think the circle garden is looking pretty good. I purchased a bunch of pansies at my local garden center and planted a long drift over to here. These are the echinacea that ended up being more orange than pink, and I don't think I want to keep them, but I don't have a replacement yet. The Atlas rose has tons of buds on it, and this is going to look beautiful in another week or two. And behind that are the gladiolus here, coming up across here, a lemon balm, and of course the orange rockets that I have planted around the space. These sad looking guys are penstemon, and I was under the impression that they are perennial, but they aren't looking very good. The Oklahoma redbud is heading out of bloom, or dropping its blooms and putting on beautiful little heart-shaped foliage. I love the way that looks. Below that, I planted some foxglove, transplanted some foxglove, and they may or may not survive. We have two echinacea right here that have started to come out, but I think everything in this area gets a little too wet and is a little stunted right now. For example, here I have the dwarf nepeta, and they are struggling, I think. I'm not sure how much damage is to the roots. I know when I dug a hole to put that geranium in, there was a necrotic smell, so there's not enough air in the soil, even though I did fork the soil trying to help with air and moisture. The carpet of poppies on the retaining wall still haven't started to bloom, but they are thick. So thick. And here I have the topiary boxwood and a couple of boxwood towers. The thing that's happening that I don't fully understand is this flop. I have looked it up and I don't really know why the new growth is flopping. According to the internet, it's because the plant is stressed. So my guess is excess moisture in the soil. What I don't know is if I should cut it off and then it will grow back stronger, or if I should try and let it harden, or what the proper thing to do for this area is. But I will figure it out eventually. It'll all be an experiment. And even though this peach has a ton of peach leaf curl, there are a bunch of fruit all over the tree. The Fuyu persimmon is looking pretty good, and it has a ton of buds on it. I don't know how many will actually turn into fruit. It dropped just about, I think it dropped everything last year. It was a first year plant last year, and I was a little excited and maybe greedy and tried to get it to produce fruit, and I probably shouldn't have. I need to deadhead this geranium, but it is blooming like crazy right now and so pretty. I have all my starts in this little greenhouse contraption, and things are looking okay, not particularly great. Something seems to have gotten in and started eating all my little starts, so I'm not sure how well all of this is going to do, and I may end up buying stuff at the garden center anyway. The vegetable garden is pretty much prepped. All the soil's been recharged. I've checked on the drip, and so everything's ready for when the weather improves. An update on my attempt to direct sow. So I have tried to seed cilantro several times, and I think this actually might be the cilantro and not Japanese maple seeds, but I never got lettuce starts to come up. I tried several times, and I think they got eaten by slugs and stuff because I saw them a couple times and then they were gone the next day. The other thing I want to show you is the carpet of Japanese maples that are growing under the Japanese maple tree. Every year this tree and this tree send off a ton of seeds, and then I just end up picking them out of everything for the next couple of months. Snap peas have gone absolutely wild, and they are everywhere, and I have tons of peas on the plant, but they have also reached the point where they have attached themselves to the tree above them and are growing up the tree now. The last couple things here under this Japanese maple is an old azalea that blooms this beautiful fuchsia color. Behind the azalea, here heading towards the garage, is the cypress, the new clematis, and the limelight prime hydrangea. And right behind that is another set of the encore azaleas that I purchased last year at Home Depot. They were such a good price, and I really loved these sweet little flowers. Looks like the Catalpa is returning, so this is going to be its first real season because I bought it at the end of last year and planted it here. That does it for my mid-April garden tour. Things are looking really pretty, and I'm excited to see how they change over the next couple of weeks, as I know this all happens so quickly and everything just jumps into bloom at the same time. So I'm excited to see what happens here. Thank you for joining me for my garden journey, and we'll see you in the next one.